Don't mind me, just hanging out in this thing's mouth. Hey, paisanos. This is Drink-A-Jolt, and you're watching Let's Freakin' Play Metroid. And, okay, so the last thing I did was I killed Kraid. And I was dancing about that, because I was happy. So, next on our to-do list, we have a couple things. One, beat the game. Now make sure to aim carefully at these foam bricks, because if you shoot them in the right spot, they'll disappear. But if you shoot them in the wrong spot, they'll... Oh, so one of my biggest problems in this very final part of the run is that a lot of the times you'll go into the last boss. See, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to kill Ridley and Kraid. And if you do that, there's really no way you can mess up the final boss, because it's like, oh, they both give you 75 missiles each to your maximum and your current. So, like, you'll go in with at least 150 missiles at your command, pun intended. But since we only killed one boss here, we've got a maximum of 90 rockets, and that's including a few expansions. So all the time, what happens to me is I get to the very end, and I kill, like, you know, okay, so there's like a door that you have to open that takes 10 rockets, then there's a few 5s maybe, there might be 2 10s. But then there's a bunch of Metroids you have to kill, and that's expensive. You have to waste a lot of missiles to kill those guys. And sometimes they won't drop any missiles at all. So you get to the very last boss, and you have 0 missiles left. And that sucks, because you have to, like, either die and then go back to Brinstar, or you just have to rage quit and, you know, continue drinking, which isn't that bad. You know, I'm using the words rockets and missiles interchangeably, and I should respect that there is a difference between the two, and I hope I haven't offended any rocket or missile enthusiasts. But the difference is that when a rocket explodes, it goes, and when a missile explodes, it goes. It's kind of like you remember how Vanilla Ice described how his song was different from Queen and David Bowie's Under Pressure? Like, his song went dun 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 dun, so it was a little bit different from Queen's song. But anyway, as I was saying before, I'm making sure that I have plenty of missiles going into this last area, because it would just totally put a complete halt to the run if I ran out of missiles. Now, the reason these ducks keep coming after me is that I've enhanced my ice beam to include just a tiny bit of bread, and therefore their opinion of me is altered significantly. I don't know why I trouble myself. So the lead trick that I'm about to perform is... So you see this bug-looking thing on the ceiling? It is known as the koala moth, and it is the most adorable thing that will ever eat one of your sweaters. Now, if you can bait it through this door, and I am a master baiter, so it went... There's gotta be a better way to say that. Well, it only took me like one try to do that. So the trick is to get him into this room, and you can freeze him close to that, to the porch of that other house on the left, and then you can bomb jump off of him through that little gap. Normally what you're supposed to do is when you kill both bosses, both of those little statues will be flashing, but right now only Kraid is flashing because we killed him and we didn't kill Ridley. But then what you do is you shoot both of those, and that'll activate a bridge that goes across to that house on the left. And as you can clearly see, I'm very skilled at video games. Other talents of mine include chess, stuff having, and anti-gravity lobster jousting. Oh, also, apparently, I am not that bad at shooting stuff with rifles. What's the word for that? Archery? Things that I am bad at include producing a video on time, and whoa, wow, I did not expect that jump to give me that much height there. Oh yeah, first try, count it. Anyway, take this zoom tube downstairs to the library, and This is like the last part of the game, guys. Heard that last part of the game, I'll drink to that. Now, I've read in one of those worst-case scenario survival guides that if a Metroid actually does cling onto you, the way to escape is to curl up into a ball and just unleash a shit ton of grenades or bombs or any kind of explosives you have, and they will kindly leave you alone, because that's like a sign of respect in their culture. They're like, oh, this guy's exploding on me, I should let him go about his business. And as you can see, clearly, the way to kill them is to... First, well, you have to freeze them before you shoot them with rockets. You can't just unload a rocket on them or else they'll bounce off. It's kind of funny when that happens. But each of them costs 5 rockets to kill. And, whew, finally got a drop there. I was getting nervous for a second. But they do drop a shit ton of stuff. If you actually get a missile drop from them, they'll give you 30. And I think they'll also give you 30 health if they drop an energy battery. But the only other way to kill them is to hold them underwater until they get bored. But that takes like 20 minutes and it's kind of a pain in the ass. Now these Cheerio things coming out of the pipes, I suppose, those are actually the most annoying enemy in the game. I don't really know what they are. I guess the machinery generates a burst of steam, and since it's a sophisticated gentleman, it will only blow smoke rings. But before the final boss, we must traverse the hallway of happiness, which includes lava, more pipes. If you acquired the whip, there is an area that we pass to the right where you can bust open the wall to find the magic meat. And one of these Metroids has like a 1 in 128 chance to drop the Gutsy Bat. If you were to play the game as intended, which I'd never fucking do, the pipes that we're standing on currently, there's actually a portion of the game where you have to navigate through the maze of pipes here, and there's like a million twists and turns, and it's like if you go into the dark area, the Gru will immediately eat you. There's just so many ways to immediately die that like you know, they're not obvious. It's like, oh, I'll go this way. Oh, too bad you died. You know, it's kind of like Shadowgate or like Deja Vu or like Uninvited in that sense. But it's very difficult. Oh, balls. Now, what I just did was I done goofed. Apparently, hitting Shift plus D will restart, or will hard reset my emulator. And Shift is my select key, and D is obviously right arrow. So, I messed up, but good thing I was recording, so I just gonna play the rest of the video and then started from the end. Anyway, this is the final boss. I should get more psyched for this, clearly. Okay, this is the final boss, one of the greatest games ever created. And it involves shooting a lot of walls, which take a minimum of 8 rockets, but if you take too long, like, they'll start to become thicker again. I don't really know what's going on. Are they turning to get hit by a greater angle of the... Nobody knows. It's the, you know, it's the 80s. But one of the most effective strategies is to freeze one of these Cheerios just in front of the platform, so you can stand on it instead of the platform, and then just light this fucking wall up. This wall has a name. I don't... Oh, marksmanship. That was the word I was looking for earlier, not archery. But you clearly can't stand on the platforms that exist already, because you'll get messed up by the lasers. You just get effed in the dome, basically. As I just so graciously displayed. Oh, I didn't even notice that I froze that last one in the wall. That was pretty sweet. I think the minimum amount of rockets that you need, missiles, excuse me, sorry guys. The minimum amount of mockets you need to beat this last area is 78. But I've like had a few Captain and Coke, so like maybe I'm just completely making up an arbitrary number. And by Captain and Coke, I mean I've had Admiral Nelson and RC Cola. Because if you're gonna have a knockoff rum, you have to have a knockoff soda to go with it. And also, RC Cola is just fucking better, so shut up. Now, Mother Brain is nothing like she was in the cartoon for Captain N. No, I take that back, because she is kind of a bitch. Now, there is, by no means, anything difficult about standing in place and shooting at a large stationary target with missiles. But in this case, you have these donut motherfuckers who... That was a elite shot. Please give me props for that. Note that at like 10:43, I had an awesome play by falling off that Cheerio and shooting it at the exact time that it became unfrozen. Anyway, as you can clearly see, I'm having a lot of difficulty doing a simple task. Maybe that's why I'm unemployed so often. For real though, it's good to be cautious here, because like the last thing you want to have happen is to get knocked into the lava or the acid. No, I guess this is lava. It's clearly not... And you know what? It's oatmeal. I'm pretty sure it's oatmeal. But don't get knocked into the oatmeal, especially the one that's like directly in front of the Chamber of Secrets, because that's gonna be a pain in the ass. Oh shit. Well, folks. Oh man, I made it out, and then I'm just gonna shoot him, him, hoping that like there's only a few hits left before it dies. But don't stand on the glass. It's fiberglass. It's a skin irritant. That's why it's hurting you. But I might actually die here, which would be a big shame. Either way, I'm posting this video. Now, while I'm boiling down here, I should note that when I actually owned the instruction manual for this game, or no, maybe I never did. I borrowed it from someone. Anyway, when I actually had the instruction manual for this game, I was like, you know, maybe 2, so I couldn't actually read. So, oh my gosh, I think I won. So anyway, I was gonna say, I don't really know what the plot is of this game, so I don't know why there's a big brain thing hooked up to a space pirate base, but I want to say that it's probably explained in the instruction manual, and if it's not, please don't let me know, because that would just break my heart to know that there's no plot to the original Metroid. Anyway, you gotta get out of here fast! That's like the thing that Metroid does. It's like, oh, there's always one part of the game where something's about to explode, and you shouldn't be around for it. So they give you, like, way too much time to make it back. Like, I'm just, you know, I'm taking my time here, and I'm shooting rockets. I'm probably gonna fall 2 or 3 times. And I'll still make it out with, you know, like 450-something time units left. See, there I fell. Well, when I said I was gonna fall, I meant like in real life, because I've had some Morgan and RCs. There I go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, my gameplay is just as graceful as my English. I'd like to imagine what the engineers and the architects were thinking when they designed this this quaint little fire escape. Like, oh, let's make it difficult to escape from a disaster. Like, imagine if buildings in Manhattan had, like, ropes that you had to swing from over a pit of alligators, and then at the end there's a sphinx with some gay riddle, like, ooh, what walks on 3 legs and is green at the end of its life? Anyway, that was the end of the game. There's a cute little blurb here, like, awesome, you did it, man, you fulfilled your mission, it will revive peace in space, but it may be invaded by the, you know, the other Metroid, remember that one? So pray for a true peace in space, because, you know, religion in space, like, those go together, usually. There's no separation of religion, of church and space in this galaxy. But oh yeah, Samus is a chick. When you were younger, that was supposed to blow your fucking mind. Like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I thought it was just Mega Man, but in a different color, you know. If I found out Mega Man was a woman, that... Yeah, actually, honestly, right now, I don't think that would change too much of my life, but if I were a kid and I found that out, I might have even cried. Because girls were gross back then. But yeah, here's some credits. Music by Hip Tanaka. If you use that word, then you're obviously... Man, like, so many of my marketing professors, like, oh, like, nowadays you have to be young and hip, and obviously you're not if you use that word. Because, like, you have to be, like, over 40 to still think kids use that word. But anyway, soundtrack's great. Hope you guys noticed that. I especially like the Kraid theme and the end boss music, which is really not music at all, but it's just kind of like a thing that induces tension. I don't know why I like this game so much. But damn, this is gonna be like a 16-minute video, so hope you guys had something to eat at least. Copyright 1986, that was before I was born. And I'm old, I mean, I'm old, guys. I'm a quarter of a century old. It's really not that old, but, you know, if you do the math. I'm probably a lot older than a lot of you people who are watching this video. I don't mean to offend you when I say you people. I meant, like, people who are on YouTube. But yeah, that's it. Now it's confirmed. That was the end of the game. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Try to think of another platformer for me that I can just blast through while I'm drunk. Kind of quoting Freezing Infernos there, because he writes comments and stuff. See ya! It was like still one more second.